Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. Are you digging our new music? Because it's written by a good friend of mine and you can check him out at gabrielmann.com. That said, let's get into the game. We have Orlando versus Atlanta, and it wasn't much of a barn burner, and neither team really deserved to win this game because there were some mistakes down the stretch from both sides. That said, we had a fight between Pachulia and the whole Orlando team. Fines will be levied. There will be suspensions most likely. We also had a ridiculous three-point bank shot from the top of the key area, or straight on, that went in to win the game. So a lot of fireworks, a lot of bad plays. I went through the last 5 minutes and I want to show you what I came up with. In the fourth quarter, the Magic will run either pick and roll with Dwight Howard or dump it down in the post. Here they're going to do a pick and roll for the express purpose of getting Dwight Howard better positioned down low. So there he is in the right block fighting Zaza, who's doing nicely. He hells him off, but there's no double team on him. He gets into the lane and spins back and scores on a layup. Watch Heinrich call this play out. Now mind you, it's a crucial part of the fourth quarter, and they're going to cross screen for Josh Smith. And if you don't believe me, you're going to see Horford calling the play out too, because he knows what's going to happen. After the cross screen, Heinrich is going to back screen Horford, and they're going to expect a lob for him. Jameer Nelson plays it perfectly and bumps Horford there, and it thwarts the play. How you could do a risky alley-oop like this in the fourth quarter is beyond me. Again, the Magic will do a pick and roll for the express purpose of letting Howard dive to the basket and get good position on the right block. Zaza is doing a nice job though, putting a body on him, and when he turns, he shoots it with his left hand, and I have no idea why he would risk that in a crucial part of the fourth quarter. Atlanta goes to their big gun, Joe Johnson, on top, and they'll have a screen and roll of Heinrich. Watch how Dwight Howard is guarding Pachulia, so he's free to roam, and when Johnson gets to the basket, Howard makes a beautiful block and a nice save by Jason Richardson. Watch how Howard has to still argue with the refs. You just got the ball back, man. Be happy for that. So Josh Smith is not in right now, and that means Joe Johnson's got to guard Turkoglu. So they go into their patented pick and roll with Dwight Howard and Turkoglu. On the rotation, Horford is supposed to come over and help out on Howard, but watch how he backs away and lets Howard get right to the rim for the tip slam. Terrible. Here's what you all wanted to see, folks. Howard posts up against Zaza on the right post, and when Zaza fouls him to put him on the line, Howard takes a little exception.
And Pachulia with the foul, his fifth. And Jason Richardson losing his cool. And Howard wraps him up. Boy, Richardson's got to be really careful.
What starts it all is a forearm to the face by Dwight Howard. It's probably going to cost him a little cash. Here's an interesting play. Joe Johnson will feed the high post to Horford, cut through, and then come all the way back around. Horford is supposed to dribble pitch to Joe Johnson, but they completely screw it up. As a result, they get nothing out of this possession and a bad shot. Down one on the way back, Orlando's going to fire it to J.J. Redick for an awful three-point shot that doesn't go anywhere near. However, Jamaal Crawford gives the ball up to Jameer Nelson because he doesn't snatch that ball off of the rebound. And what happens here is they'll run their pick and roll on top, then they rescreen again, and I'm sure Atlanta's happy to see Jameer Nelson take this shot, but it goes in for him. What a lot of teams are doing now is sending their good scorer to screen the ball, much like the Heat are doing now with LeBron. And here, Joe Johnson slips it, Turkoglu is nowhere near fast enough to stop him, and Dwight Howard gets his fifth call. Again, the Magic run screen and roll out on top with Turkoglu, and Bass is out there as well, so Joe Johnson is still guarding him, and he gets all the way around the world. Everyone has to collapse, and Bass gets the shot. Again, I'm sure Atlanta is more than happy to see him take it, but it goes in. The Hawks have Jamaal Crawford bring it up, and they're going to do a screen and roll with him and Al Horford. When Al Horford rolls, he's going to pop to an 18 or 19-foot shot. Again, I'm sure Orlando is happy to see him take that, but he hits it. The Magic come down and do their screen and roll again with Turkoglu. Only this time, the Hawks play position pretty well. Turkoglu gets stuck up in the air, which is a mistake, and now Bass has to create. He goes to screen Turkoglu and then backs away. I have no idea why he did that, leaving Turkoglu all by himself to shoot a shot with 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Horrible. And the final play, I'm sure you're all tuned in to see this as well. Jamaal Crawford takes too much time on the shot clock before trying to get it into anything. Ultimately, they do not set a good screen and roll, and he's forced to simply throw the ball up from the top of the key behind the three-point line, and it somehow miraculously banks in. He couldn't do that in horse. So there you have it. Amazingly, Atlanta has taken control of this series with a 2-1 lead, and they're still at home to try and win some more games. That said, I'm not seeing a lot of great basketball from either end here, although it is intense, but it's not executed very well. So who knows? This thing's going to go 7 games for sure. Well, stay tuned for lots more coming up at B-Ball Breakdown all weekend. And don't forget, it's not a channel, it's a conversation.